Sway.
Hey man, what's good with y'all boys, man? It's Matt back with another video, bro. MATRadiant in the building, bro. You know what I'm saying? We finna go over this dribble tutorial today. Today's video is gonna be a beginner dribbling tutorial. It's the day after Christmas. I know a lot of new people have the game, and I never made a tutorial yet on this game yet since it's dropped, bro, because there isn't really much to go over. But these few moves there are left in this game are important, bro. If you don't know how to do a couple of these moves, you're gonna be lost, bro, because there's only a few dribble moves left. By next year, dribbling won't even work. They degrade us every single year, bro. They take a new move away every year. There won't be much left, so you gotta keep up with this shit, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, bro, first things first, you're gonna need my settings and my SIGS, alright? So first things first, go to the options, controller settings. I highly recommend having your pro stick function as default or on shots. If you have it as dribble moves, majority of the time it doesn't let you curry slide. I already have made videos on this before in the past and helped a lot of people, so avoid that. And pro stick orientation, you want absolute for dribbling. If you play camera relative, unless you're used to it, don't play camera relative, bro, because it makes it so much harder. Now, for the SIGS, you're definitely going to want to have my SIGS. There's certain, dribble moves and animations you need to have equipped in order to be able to curry slide. So these are the SIGS I'm rocking with right now. The signature size up and dribble style, they're not insanely important. I have quick and Tim Hardaway. I like the way it looks. Park size up's not really important, but you need to have basic size up, all that, because you need to be able to curry slide, bro. Curry slide's one of the moves here. You're gonna have Pro 2 size up escape. That's for the curry slide. You're gonna have normal 2, so you get good standing crossover animations, and then you have a good between the leg animation right here. Pro 2 moving crossover, and then the only good behind the back in this game is Pro 3, so you want to have Pro 3 behind the back, and then moving spin, basic 1, because that is the most overpowered spin in this game, and that's pretty much the most used move in this game. It's pretty much abused. And then Pro 8 hesitation is good for step backs, as well as Pro 2 moving step backs, all that there. So make sure you have my SIGS down, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take down everything else I have here for animations, dunks, all that, feel free to do so, bro. I'll leave it all on screen right here. And now let's get into the tutorial, bro. Alright, bro, so now for the tutorial, we gotta break down a couple basic moves. Alright, so before I go over combos and everything, we gotta learn how to do all the basic moves and the little mini kills you're gonna need in this game, because there isn't anything crazy, but there is a lot of moves you're gonna need to know to be able to speed boost and do all this. So first things first, let's just go over the step back, because it's a little different than last year. This step back right here, the one that pretty much everybody does the speed boost out of. Right now I'm not speed boosting, but if I get a bucket, I have 86 ball control from that, and then I'll be able to speed boost. So pretty much, one thing you want to learn how to do is do a step back and then run the other way after it. So pretty much what you're going to want to do is run to the side while holding sprint and flick your right stick down, bro. That's going to do a step back, and from that you can speed boost running forward or the other way. You get a wicked good speed boost coming out of that step back right there. So pretty much to do this little step back right here, the one from 2K17 that everybody loves, you can do that. You can run out of it. You need to run to the side. You can hold sprint and then flick your right stick down, and that does that little step back there. It gets you open for threes. It helps a lot in my career. It also gives you a really good speed boost to get by defenders, bro. Alright, so that's the first move right there, the step back. Alright, next what we're gonna go over is the curry slide, because I'm pretty sure everyone knows the curry slide, bro. Curry slide is like the foundation of dribbling at this point, sadly. So this year, just like current gen, the way they changed the curry slide to is instead of flicking your right stick diagonally down away from the ball hand, you hold it. So in this case right here, and let me mention right now, you don't have to hold sprint. You can if you want to. It doesn't make much of a difference, but it can affect your comboing if you're running up the court and trying to do it. But to do a curry slide, bruh, sprint or no sprint held, right trigger, doesn't matter. You're gonna hold your right stick diagonally down away from the ball instead of flicking it. So if the ball is in my left hand, I'm going to hold my right stick down to the right to do a curry slide, and then right here, I'm going to hold it down to the left instead of flicking it, because that would just do a standing behind the back animation like you just saw right there, bro. Alright, so that would be the curry slide, and with the curry slide, you can do a lot of combos out of it. If you know how to do a momentum, you can curry slide out of that. If you're wondering how to do the momentum crossover, feel free to check out my video. I uploaded a really good tutorial on the momentum spam and crossover. Feel free to check that out. But if you know how to curry slide, you can do a curry slide out of a momentum. You can misdirection with that, which I'll be making a video on soon. Misdirection curry slide like that right there, and then you can quick stop, bro. But essentially, just one-on-one simple moves, having the step back, having the curry slide, and then you could run to the rack and score. It makes a huge difference, bro. So curry slide and the little step back, two basic moves that go a long way in this game, bro. Alright, so next thing we're gonna go over is the basic one spin back. If you're familiar from this, this move last year was pretty much the biggest move on 2K20 in terms of like, just how much everybody wanted to do it, bro. It was either that or the misdirection behind the back. Either way, both of those videos ended up being two of the top videos on my channel, bro. But to do the basic one spin back, it's very similar to last year, although it's a little weird this year, to say the least, because sometimes you just don't get the animation when you're trying to get it. But what you need to do for the basic one spin back, bro, is you're gonna need to put the ball between your legs and then spin backwards or spin downwards out of that. So to break that down, what you want to do right now is run forward. You're going to hold right trigger, and you're going to flick your stick to the opposite side of the ball hand. That will do it between the legs. So in this case right here, I'm going to run forward, and I'm going to hold sprint. I'm going to flick my right stick to the left, alright? That will do the between the legs, and that is the first half of that combo. Alright, this is a 2-move combo. You do it between the legs, then you do the spin back, alright? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that between the legs, and then I'm going to spin my right stick downwards. And this is going to start from the top left corner, because I do this between the legs, puts the ball in my left hand. So you have to spin from the left side of the right stick. So you're going to spin from top left to bottom left, downwards, alright? Alright, so we're going to do it right here. One thing that I've noticed that makes me mess up the move a lot is you can't do the spin back immediately after between the legs. So I want to make this very clear. I'm going to do an in-depth tutorial on this move, so stay tuned, someone notice on. But when you do this between the legs spin back, you can't just do one then the other mad quick. You have to let go of everything after you do the between the legs, and let your player walk for a second and then do the spin back after. So pretty much what I'm saying here is after you hold your right trigger and your left stick's going forward, and you flick your stick to the left to do the between the legs, you have to let go of everything for like a half second and then do the spin back. And there it is right there, bro. Now, keep in mind, this move is not easy to do. Trust me, it takes a lot of tries for me sometimes too. It's very weird this year. Dribbling is honestly terrible. They always say they're going to give us more control, but in reality, all of our regular moves takes like 5 tries to do. The momentum this year is kind of whack too. Either way, bro, that's the between the legs spin back. And if you can master that move right there, then you can learn all the other spin backs, because you can do a spin back like this off the speed boost right there. You can spin back off of a crossover, spin back off the behind the back, and you can just combo that move off of pretty much everything. Every single move you do to burst forward or speed boost, you can do a spin back out of, and that's huge, bro. So if you learn the spin back off the between the legs, or if you want to try this, do the step back I taught you guys in the beginning, run forward, and then spin your stick downwards, bro. So pretty much, as you see right there, like you can do it out of any speed boost. If you do this, run forward, spin downwards out of it. The only thing this year is that if you're not running like straight forward, you damn near never get the spin back, bro. Like I just got it 3 times in a row, but if you're not running directly forward like you see right there, sometimes you just don't get the animation. But anyways, bro, if you can get used to the basic one spin back, just spinning your stick downwards from the top corner to the bottom corner of the ball hand, then you're going to be elite, because you can do this off of so many moves. So pretty much, one more time, emphasis the spin back. What you're going to do is spin it from the top corner to the bottom corner of whatever ball hand you're rocking with. So if the ball's in my right hand right now, if I'm going forward, I'm spinning my stick from the top right to the bottom right. And if it's in the left, like I already showed you guys, top left to bottom left. And that pretty much comes down to, you can do that after between the legs. You know what I'm saying? You can do it after behind the back. You can do that out of a speed boost when you do a curry slide or an escape. So pretty much get used to, the angling and the timing of the basic spin back, because you can do that out of damn near every move in this game. So if I wanted to, bruh, curry slide, run forward, spin back, I could have done the step back right there, you know, misdirection, curry slide, spin back. You know, there's a lot of things you can do, bro. You can put it all together. So if you want a combo, bro, I suggest learning the basic one spin back. We don't have good half spins this year, but the least you can know how to do is do a little spin back, come up, do that step back I just did right there, you know, curry slide, hit it behind the back, and take it to the rack real quick, you feel me? So next thing I want to show you guys real quick, another little mini move, is obviously the Pro 3 behind the back. You might not know how to do that move this year. So the Pro 3 behind the back, what you have to do this year is you have to sprint forward. So holding your right trigger and running forward, you have to flick your right stick down to the opposite corner, similar to what I went over for the curry slide and the behind the back standing. All behind the backs is here are diagonal. So to do the moving behind the back like this, to do that, what you need to do is flick your stick down away from the ball hand, diagonally down away from the ball hand, while sprinting. So if I'm sprinting forward with the ball in my left hand, I'm flicking my right stick down to the right. And then if I'm running forward with the ball in my right hand, I'm going to flick my stick down to the left. And the Pro 3 behind the back this year is probably one of the most overpowered moves. And I wouldn't even say overpowered. It's really just the only good move left when it comes to just running up the court in transition. You can't do half spins, you can't do anything crazy. So you have to just abuse that Pro 3 behind the back. And it's kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. And like I said, basic one spin back, you can use that to combo out of everything, bro. So you do a curry slide, run forward, behind the back. You do a basic one spin back out of that right there. You can come up top with a step back. Then you can do it again. Come up top, maybe even hit a curry slide and shoot a green or something, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like that, you know what I'm saying? Green in the tutorial. But yeah, man, so what we went over already, we went over the curry slide, the step back, the behind the back, and the basic one spin back, bro. And all of those moves can be tied together, bro. You saw it in the intro, the combos, bro. So those are pretty much the fundamental moves you can work with together, bro. There isn't much else left in this game. So when you're isoing up the court, you're gonna use the Pro 3 behind the back to get by a defender. But once you get to the 3-point line and you really gotta break your defender down, you probably finna want to hit a curry slide, maybe a little spin back, step back, pull the 3. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you gotta do, bro. But it's pretty much gonna come down to how well you can combo in this game, because dribbling is not good this year. No bueno, bro. Alright, so another move you can pretty much learn how to do is the double crossover. So when you're running up the court, crossovers this year are done by flicking your right stick up. Alright? So what you're gonna want to do while running forward, if you flick your stick up, you get a good crossover there, alright? But if you flick it twice, you get the double cross. Now, if you know how to do that, you can then hit it behind the back out of it. And see right there, that's how we comboing, bro. So, like I said, these moving SIGs, bro, they're huge, they're important, because getting up the court is crucial this year to not get ripped. So you come up, hit this, little double cross, and then you can score out of it. You got to learn pretty much how to string moves together, bro. So if you think about it, you could hit a double cross to get by your defender, right? Then you hit a Pro 3 behind the back to speed boost to the paint, and then maybe you could even spin out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do a little spin back out of it. And then I guess the last thing I can add on as a little bonus is the explosive behind the back. It's pretty garbage this year, I'm not gonna lie. It is pretty trash, but it does still get you some lateral movement, so I may as well run it down, bro. So for the explosive behind the back, last move I'll go over right now is what you're gonna do. You don't even have to hold sprint this year, but you're gonna flick your right stick, same way we did the curry slide, by holding my right stick down the other way, diagonally down from the ball hand. You're going to flick it. And then right after you flick it, you're going to hold your left stick diagonally upwards, right? But you don't do it same time. This isn't like 2K20, bro. You got to do it one and then the other. So first thing I do is I flick my right stick down to the left, and then right after I do that, I hold my left stick up to the left to direct my motion. And that pretty much is how an explosive behind the back is done. Now that move isn't insanely special, by the way, for left hand. Same process, flip it. I'm gonna flick my right stick down to the right, and aim my left stick up to the right, one by one. You probably just heard my controller because it's loud as hell. You heard one flick then the other, but you don't do it same time. Alright, bro, so for the final move, this is another move to get to the rack, bro. A lot of these moves will get you open for 3. You know, I already went over the curry slide. That'll get you definitely very much open for 3. Definitely get you away from your defender. The spin back will get you open for 3. Let's go over some moves to get to the rack real quick. So first things first, right here, if you let's say you pull up to the 3-point line, right? The defender's sagging off you, but you don't want to shoot because you have 50, right? All right, we're gonna do a half spin, and then we're gonna hit a behind the back, bro. And majority of the time, hitting a half spin, if you have the right badges, that can stun your defender, and the pro 3 behind the back can get you to the rack, bro. So if you have this half spin, you can easily follow it up with a pro 3 behind the back, like I just went over. And the half spin this year, if you get that bad one, you might get an ankle breaker out of it. And if you get the good one, you probably won't get an ankle breaker, but you'll definitely get past your defender, bro. So it's a win-win either way. So if you don't know how to do the half spin, let's go over it right now. All right, bro, so for the half spin, if you don't know how to do a half spin, pretty much what you're doing is you're rotating your stick. It's like a corner of your stick on your rotation. So to break that down, let's take the right stick right now. The ball's in my right hand. What I do is I rotate my stick from the right to the top, all right? So it's pretty much from 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And if the ball is in my left hand, I'd rotate it from 9 to 12, which would be the left to the top, all right? So it's just a corner rotation. It's only a quarter of the stick, but I do that, and then immediately after I do it, I hit a pro 3 behind the back, bro. And I already went over the pro 3 behind the back. So pretty much, if you know how to half spin, you can hit the half spin, bro. Get the pro 3 behind the back, maybe even spin back, step back, curry slide. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you gotta do out of it. But like I said, this all ties in, bro. You gotta learn all the little moves in this game so you know how to combo, bro. So that's the half spin right there. Now, anyways, bro, pretty much there isn't much crazy things you can do in this game, but those little moves are so important because you can put them all together in your own way, and if you can do it right, bro, you'll be fine, bro. It'll be okay. The dribbling, it's withstandable if you know how to combo, bro. So to run through everything we went over, and then if you guys want, I have other tutorials on moves that are more in depth. You can go check those out. But for this video, in case you missed anything, you fast forward to catch up on everything we went over. We went over the step back, bro, like that, to speed boost out of it. We went over the curry slide. We went over the basic one spin back, and then we went over pretty much how you can spin back out of any move. So step back, curry slide, speed boost, crossover between the legs. We went over the pro 3 behind the back, as well as you can spin back out of that. We went over pretty much, we also went over the explosive behind the back, not that it's that important, bro, and pretty much how to combo and bring every move together, bro. Half spin behind the back, how to pretty much put moves together so you can get space on your defenders, bro. So hopefully this tutorial helped you out, bro. Keep in mind, like I said, I've already made tutorials on certain moves this year. I have a playlist on my YouTube channel. If you liked this video and it was helpful, go check out my other tutorials, bro. They're very good videos. I have a tutorial on how to spam the curry slide. You have to do a weird combo to do it. I have other tutorials, and I'm going to be making more in-depth tutorials on each one of these moves individually, bro. I'm going to do a whole video on the spin back. I'm going to go over the misdirection curry slide like that right there. I didn't go over that here. That's more of an elite move. It's one of the few moves in the game you can do to really get threes up. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, bro, in the future. Make sure you stay tuned, bro. You're not going to want to miss what we got coming soon on the MattRadiant YouTube channel, bro. So anyways, man, hopefully y'all enjoyed the video, bro. It's been MattRadiant. I'm going to catch y'all boys later. Peace out, boys.
Lately you've been on my mind like all the time. Trying to get you out my head. Said it like 100 times.